Girl, let's talk, we'll make it to the top. Encourage each other and we won't stop. Together we'll lift his name. Girl, let's talk. Girl, let's talk as God gives us grace. Tell your truth, there's no need for shame. Together we'll lift his name. Girl, let's talk. Girl, let's talk, we'll make it to the top. Encourage each other and we won't stop. Together we'll lift his name. Girl, let's talk. Come let us know what God has brought you through. Together we'll make it to the top. With the help of the Lord. Girl, let's talk. Girl, let's talk. Girl, let's talk.
Girl, let's talk today.
Oh, shoot. Let's do it again.
Girl, let's talk today.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Girl Let's Talk Today show. I am your host, Hope Woods. So glad that you're able to join us on today for part 2 with Mrs. Paula Robinson, Prophetess Paula Robinson. We are so glad to have you back on the show. Thank you so much for inviting us to this beautiful atmosphere on today.
Oh, you're so welcome. I'm glad you guys could make it.
Yes.
Especially, it's so nice outside. We rarely get this in Texas.
Right. Yeah. Don't know what it's going to be like tomorrow, right?
Exactly.
Either
That's
bring out the flip-flops or the boots.
There we are.
You never know. We so glad. Thank you so much for coming back. And we so intrigued and we really were moved by your story and we want more. So you were telling us about the teen pregnancy. That was a devastating experience for you.
Was.
And you were saying that, oh my God, your mom called and let you know that your dad found out and he's on his way.
That my dad knew.
How was that for you?
You know what? I guess to understand how it made me feel, you'd have to know a little bit about my dad. So, my dad background is from Jamaica. And my dad was 6'7",
Oh my goodness.
280 pounds. Skin color was chocolate, perfect skin, perfect white teeth, nice curly, wavy, coal black hair. And if you remember Isaac Hayes, that was my father's voice. So it was scary. It was scary. And I was 99 pounds pregnant. Wow. So when Mom said Dad's on his way, I was so scared. But I knew at some point it would have to happen.
Right.
So my dad came home and he walked in the door and he shut the door and he slammed the door. And of course I jumped. And I said, he's home. I stood in the middle of the living room. My dad said, so, are you pregnant? Tears started flowing. I said, yes, sir. My parents were, yes, sir, yes, ma'am.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. There was no yes, no, and definitely no.
Right.
So I said, yes, sir. And that was the first time my dad ever hit me in my life. So it was a very traumatic situation. I thank God that God has healed me. After my dad finished taking his anger out on me, the last thing I remember is I can remember laying on the floor. I can remember him stomping me in my stomach. And I kept saying, Dad, you're going to kill the baby. You're going to kill the baby. He kept telling me he wanted to kill it. Because I shouldn't have a baby in my stomach at all. And for Dejana, that was her birthday. If you're still with us, I'm so sorry. So when I got up off the floor, I'd wet myself. I had a black eye, a broken nose, and of course a bloody mouth. My dad said, go clean yourself up. By this time, my mom was running in the front door, screaming, my baby, what did you do to my baby? And my dad turned to my mom and said, you shut up. That's the way things went back then. Late 70s, early 80s, 1980 to be exact. So I did what my dad said. I went and washed my face up. And my dad said, we have to take her to the hospital because my nose kept bleeding. We didn't know it was broken, but my nose kept bleeding. It wouldn't stop. My brother walked in and saw me, and he just stood there. He didn't know what was happening. He had no idea I was pregnant. I kept it to myself and kept telling my boyfriend, but I kept it to myself. So this whole family of four, we get in the car after my mom takes out the yellow pages and finds a doctor that was located on the corner of Camp Wisdom and Hope, private physician. Our big hospital back then was Parkland Hospital. So my dad said, we can't take her to Parkland because if we take her to the hospital, they're going to know something. They're going to know something new. The authorities would know that I've been beaten up. So we went to the private physician, and he had to take a tongue, you know, the things they put on the tongue to hold your tongue down. So it looks like a popsicle stick.
Right.
And
right.
he had to stick it in my nose to re-anesthetize. I remember him using that word. My nose so that it would stop bleeding. The next day, I was put on a plane and I was sent to California to live with my aunt. I can remember my parents wrapped me up. They put me on some big glasses, wrapped my neck up because there were marks on my neck from my father's huge hand. And I got on a plane by myself and I flew to California where I lived with my aunt. And that would be my life for about the next 8 months. So I want to say to young women who may be going through this, do me a favor. Trust your parents. Trust your teacher. Trust your principal. Somebody to tell them. Because nowadays, our young girls are not being beat up by their parents. They're being beat up and killed, murdered.
Right.
By their boyfriends. By the men who got them pregnant.
Right.
We all make mistakes. That was my one big mistake in life. Don't make that same mistake because it carries with you years down the line. That carries with you. And I didn't get any emotional support back then. We didn't go to psychologists. We didn't
that
go
was not heard of.
counseling.
Right.
You came back home. Your mom and dad said, get over it and let's move on.
Right.
As much as my mom tried to protect me, my mom was 5'1", and I think I told you a little bit about my dad. So, yeah, That was the starting of my life.
Wow, that's a lot to have to endure as a young lady.
Yeah.
And I heard you saying a few times that you were green. So this is not, you didn't have that hard knock life background to be able to take all of that in. But it's one thing that you did say that really stuck out in the midst of all of that, that you thank God that He healed you.
He
He
did.
healed you from that.
To God be
To,
the
to
glory.
God be the glory.
Yeah.
That sometimes the traumatic experiences of our life dictate us from that point all the way through in every choice, every life situation, circumstance, anything that presents itself, those traumas are attached to it.
Yeah.
And only way that we can get away from that is to allow God to heal us. And so I thank God that you allow God to heal you.
I thank God He did it.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And I'm thankful that you said some beautiful words to your beautiful daughter. And I hope one day I get a chance to see this and to understand that how great of a person that you really are. And I'm grateful for that. Thank you for being vulnerable and transparent and sharing that. And I know that's going to reach and touch somebody. Thank you so much.
I pray it does.
Yeah. In part one, we were able to see how you ended up being the general's wife, Major General's wife,
Yes.
and how you were amongst the dignitaries at Lady Bird's funeral.
Funeral. Yes.
Can you tell us about that? Like, what was that experience like, uh, being a part of that crew?
It was so different. It was so different. It was the thing that when God says, I will put you in places and you don't know how. How are you gonna do this? I mean, I just finished telling you I was a teenage mother who inevitably gave away her child, gave her child up for adoption. I did what my parents said I had to do. My dad said I had to do. How? How are you going to put me in the midst of dignitaries? I don't deserve that.
Hmm.
That was always my thoughts. And when He did, when God did place me there, I took it as a blessing. And I made sure that every step of the way I listened to Him. You know, it's interesting being married to the general. I think a lot of people kind of felt like, oh, she's a gold digger.
Right, right.
He's that guy. And that was my purpose. But I assure you it was not. In fact, I didn't have a purpose at all. But when God told me my purpose, He said, you are here to take care of him and make sure he gets to me. He was the upper echelon. He was that guy. He was the multimillionaire. And it was my responsibility to get this man to God. I don't know how. The only thing I could do is just be myself. And so that's who I was. Even at Lady Bird's funeral, I was just being myself. And I always considered it an honor that God would see fit to use me. And I tried to always make sure that the general knew that as well. That he understood that I considered it an honor. I adored and loved him as my husband and not as a general.
Oh my goodness. I think that the amount of grace that you have around you and before you. It's your part. It's just like your whole exterior, interior, everything about you just says lovely. And it God really uses us as wives. The fact that we are help, that's what we are there to do, is to assist and to help and to be that softer side of that man, or to be that safe space for him. When he has to be everything else for everybody else, he has to have that one place where he can just be vulnerable,
Exactly.
where he can be weak, where he can be, where he can shed a tear or two, where he can just kind of be himself
In privacy.
in privacy.
Yes.
And when you give that to him, and not only give that to him, but expect that from him,
Yes.
that separates you from everybody else.
Exactly. I love that you said that. One of the things I've always shared with young women, as God has given me an opportunity to minister or witness to them, um, is take, for example, that your husband walks in the door. Everyone has a dog these days, right? Dog, cat, some type of an animal. Your husband walks in the door. There's a reason that they say a dog is a man's best friend. I don't know about you, but I didn't want MG and Moody being my husband's best friend. MG and Moody were the dog. And later, our Yorkie was Angel. So, Angel's in dog heaven now. So, but when he comes through the door, the dogs would run to him and they would be so excited, like, oh my God, you're home. And their tails would wag. Their bodies are so exciting. And I would look at that. And he would be so excited to see them. He'd always kneel down and just give them some love. And they would make sure that they got to the door before I did.
Right.
And I would see that, and I would think to myself, well, that's the way I'm supposed to be when he gets home. I'm not supposed to come to the door with rollers in my hair because church is tomorrow, or have a bonnet on, not be made up, no earrings, come in with my house dress or my house shoes and greet him and say, hey, baby, you have a good day? No. Because those dogs give him their best.
Wow.
And that's what we should be guilty of doing to our husbands. When they walk in that door, give the man your best. It will cost you 3 minutes of your time to make him so excited. Then, at the end of the day, go put on your house. By then, he's seen you at your best, and that's what he remembers. We should not allow our animals to outdo us when it comes to our husband. Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really, really, oh my God, that's good teaching. You taught me, because I'm a bunny girl.
Wow. To God be the glory.
I'm not really a bunny girl, but I'm doing better. And God does things for a reason. And I feel like this, I feel like you in my life for that reason, because I wanna upscale a lot of things in my life, in the way that I see things, in the way that I present myself. I'm working on it. So
To God be the
I'm gonna
glory.
use your expertise.
Yes.
I'm gonna be your student.
Let your husband fall in love with you all over again. Because believe you me, those young girls out there, they're making sure that they have their wiggle on and their tail wiggling like the dog. And there'll always be somebody younger and prettier, but there won't always be someone that connects with your husband in the spirit and emotion.
That's right.
And that's what you can do just at that door.
Baby, right.
Baby, come here, give me something.
Yeah.
That's your husband.
Right.
God gave him to you and you to him.
Yes.
Yes. So
That's
appreciate it. Then later on you could talk about you didn't take the trash out and
then you can get on.
Yeah. But honestly, girls, let's talk. Let's stop being petty. It's not worth it. And I can say that because my husband died in the bed next to me. Let the petty stuff go. It's not worth it.
It's not worth it. Wow.
What would you do?
I can't even. You know, my husband, when he's not feeling well, and we're not exactly for certain what's going on with him in those moments.
Yeah.
I have had some scares. I was at work. He didn't come pick me up.
Yeah.
And I had my neighbor upstairs to knock on the door. The car's there. She's knocking. He's not answering. My heart done just flew out of my body. That's just a thought alone. Just waking up in the morning and just making sure he's there. That's scary to me. That's nightmare. Like, can you tell us what happened? How did that occur?
So, of course, being a general, he always wanted to make sure he had everything in order.
Right.
The Lord had already given me that he would soon be taking him home. So I would remind him every now and then, Babe, did you take care of the insurance? Babe, did you take care of this? Sweetheart, did you want me to help you do this? And that was my way of reminding him, not saying, I know you didn't do this. I know you didn't do that. No. Loving kindness, loving kindness. God gave me, look, Paula, this is what you're here for with this man. So I had no right to be mean and gripey and angry. I wouldn't be going against my husband. I would have been going against God.
Oh,
had I been, especially when the Lord had already told me what my responsibility was.
Right.
He's not coming to the Lord if I'm all grouchy. Who wants to deal with that every day?
Right.
So, women, there are more to you than just your looks and your body.
Right.
And we wonder why a man of substance would marry a woman that's maybe 300 pounds, but she's a beautiful spirit. There's your answer. Your body's going to change, sweetheart. Your looks, they're going to change. But your spirit will grow one way or the other. Yes. And so when Joan Robinson passed away, he was experiencing some signs of dementia. And I learned to deal with dementia by learning to laugh and accept whatever he said was his reality at that time. Then that became my reality.
Wow.
In other words, I didn't correct him. When he'd say, who told you to take my stripes off my uniform and wash them? And I'd say, oh, honey, I'm sorry. I thought you did. I know you don't want to be walking around in a dirty uniform. He didn't wear his uniform anymore. But those are some of the things that he would say. That was his reality for that day.
Yeah.
So I, in turn, would join him in his reality. Something my brother said to me is, my brother's an MD PhD. Something he said to me is, no matter what you do or say, you cannot force their brain to learn anything new. So it makes sense to just join them where they are. Because you're trying to force their brain somewhere that it doesn't have the ability to go. Their frontal lobe no longer has the ability to remember new stuff. So you go with them where they are. And that's what I did with him. I met him wherever he was that day. That's where I met him.
Um, that's, that's just awesome. I love that. That's love. That's love. And the way that you went to those lengths to do that in that experience, which was a tough time for him, and I'm sure for you as well, and how you made that work for you both. But you put him first, and you were looking out for where he was in that moment. That's pure love. And you went through a lot of being judged because
Wow.
of where you come from and where he was. But the way that you express the love to him is what really matters.
Yeah.
How did you endure being judged from other women, other people, when they look at the South Oak Cliff woman with the millionaire major general? So
No.
how did that feel? How did you accomplish that?
I think it mostly affected me when I would have members of his family say things to me like, "You're not worthy. You're not one of us." Uh, I really hope he doesn't marry you because you won't be accepted.
Mm.
And what they didn't understand is there may have been many on one side, but it only takes one on my side. And that one was God.
Yes,
He will
Lord.
make you into what you need to be. Accept it or not, He will. And so I thank God that my husband loved me, his wife, more than he was concerned about what maybe certain family members
Right.
may have thought about us marrying. General Robinson actually designed and built City Place here in Dallas, Texas.
City Place.
City Place that's in downtown Dallas. Um, he was he was over Corps of Engineers. Um, he attended West Point, and back in the years when he attended, which was the 50s, there were only two blacks, and he was one of the two blacks. He was appointed to LBJ's team. It was so much that General Robinson did in Washington, D.C., as well as here in Texas. He was also married to Paula McClure, lovely, beautiful woman of Good Morning, Texas. And so after being married to Paula McClure, then he married me, Paula, once again. So, yeah, it was something to be a part of that group. And because during my probate, one of the things that I had to do was sign an NDA because of a lot of things that we went through. Then there are a lot of things that I'm not able to share. I will share this. Out of everything that my husband was and everything that he contributed, when all was said and done, and he did what he was supposed to do as far as making sure that his wife was cared for, that would have been me. Out of everything, I was awarded enough to have a beautiful funeral for my husband and purchase me a dress to wear to the funeral, which I still have, by the way. Other than that, we lost our home, we lost our cars. Any second homes that there may have been, we lost that. We lost all insurance policies. So what ended up happening was, after being put out of my home, filing for bankruptcy, and guess what? Yes, I went down to apply for SNAP. And they told me that they couldn't help me because my house was valued at $1 million. And I had to sell my house before I could have some food to eat from the government. I couldn't sell my house because my house was in probate. I had the probate attorney send over information to SNAP saying, yeah, she's in probate. She can't, by law, she can't sell anything. SNAP was like, sorry, we can't help you. So I had to start finding places where they were giving away free food. And my daughter and myself, we moved to my parents' extra bedrooms. Me one, her the other. Many a days I laid in that room and cried. Thank God that they had that extra 10 by 12 room. And for the next 5 years of my life, I was not able to do anything. I had to take my daughter out of private school she was in because I couldn't afford it. And, I had so many people ask me, why did you just go get a job? I don't know about you, but it's kind of difficult to even mentally function. Having seen that I just rolled over, right? And there's my husband dead. It was very hard. I went through a lot mentally, and I felt like God had betrayed me. God, you did this. You gave me to this man. You promised. And there are sometimes people have a way of interrupting God's blessing. They may interrupt it, but they can't take it away. So even today, as it stands, yes, I do still live it. I live at home with my father, my stepfather. He's 83 years old. So today, I'm in that 11 by 10 room, and I'm there with him. And people ask me how I could be so mild and submissive when you have had your entire world taken from you. You can't be anything but mild and submissive. So I own nothing. I have nothing but the love of my children and my family and my friends. And though people may look and assume, no, I still live in that 10 by 11 bedroom because I'm not going to leave my father by himself. So that's where I stand today. But I know I do have a better tomorrow. Mm-hmm. I know I have a better future. Because I know God didn't just use me. He doesn't use us. He uses us for His purpose. His purpose. And then He blesses. So I'm waiting. I'm waiting on that blessing. And it will come. It will come. It will come. Oh, I love you so much. I love you too. I really, really do. And I thank you so much for sharing such a powerful testimony with us and being a testament to how God used you to get the general to him. Yes. And you put him in the right field. Yes.
You put him in the right place.
To God be the glory.
So when you did roll over and see him, you knew that he was in glory.
Yes.
You didn't have to worry about that, right?
The biggest and the greatest thing God has allowed me to do in
Mission accomplished.
To God be the glory.
To God be the glory. And we are looking forward to the rest of your story. Because he don't stop there. That's not how the story ends. That's not how the story ends.
It is not.
When Jesus passed, when he died for our sins,
yes,
and he was in the grave, the story didn't end there.
Yes.
He was blessed because of his obedience to the Father.
Yes.
And you will be blessed because of your obedience to the Father. So you may feel like you're in a place right now, but that's not how the story ends.
I receive that, my sister.
That's not how it is. Everything you went through is for a reason.
Yes.
And I know I'm being blessed because of it. I know y'all being blessed because of it. Y'all come on. Spam it up. Put some comments. Put some encouragement. Put some love, prayers. Let Paula know that you are enjoying the story. Thank you so much. It's going to be more. There's got to be more. Thank you so much for coming back with us. Girl, let's talk.
Praise God.
So, gotta give you some love. I know you so love you, Jesus. Oh, that was beautiful. Thank you.
Come on, I'm gonna give you a quick facial now.
Oh, beautiful.
Okay.